Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I would first like to say thank you so much to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. We do things completely differently here on this channel, so with that being said, if the messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. So today we are asking about your end of year blessings that are coming to you. This was a channeled message while I was doing breath work this morning, which was kind of funny. It just came flying in. I actually had a different reading to do today on the roster, but this came in and I knew that I needed to pivot and do this reading instead. So let me move the camera over a tad bit here. I've been having camera issues today, so we're just going to go with it. I just haven't been able to get it straight. So if we're a little crooked, we're a little crooked. We're just going to have a crooked day, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your prayer and get your reading underway. My beloved source, this prayer is for anyone and everyone that is on this reading, whether they show up for the entire time or for a moment's time. Today I ask that you bring forth clear messages that show us what blessings are coming to us on our journey. We've all been working tirelessly and endlessly to create our lives that we have been dreaming about, and I know step by step we are all getting closer to that which is ours, but sometimes it can be disheartening because we're not seeing it physically. We're very physical creatures. You made us this way, and sometimes we just need that little oomph to help get us to that next pit stop, if you will, so that we can take a break, a breather, and we've got this. Right now, I do feel like there's a heavy energy across the collective where this year was definitely taxing, and it had its ups and it had its downs, but we're coming to the end of the year and we want to know, is what we've done this year going to impact us in the future in a positive way? We want to know that we've taken the right steps into the directions that will help us align with our highest good and our highest well-being. So today I ask that you bring forth those messages that are necessary on this reading and be clear and concise. But also in this time, please wrap each and every one of my fellow humans in your loving arms and help guide them towards that which is going to bring them peace, comfort, and joy. As these words are spoken onto this reading and upon this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. So let me go ahead and get this set up over here. Alright. So we're going to be using the Goddess, Gods, and Guardians deck. I felt called to use this one for this reading today. And let me go ahead and put that over here. Alright, source. What end of year blessings are coming to my fellow humans? What would you like to share with us? Sensitivity falling out the deck. Okay, also success. The divine masculine. So there could be a lot coming through for many different people, but again, take it as it resonates. These are just things that are coming through. Sexual wisdom, sexual healing. What end of year blessings are coming for my fellow human soul family coming in? Whoa. What end of year blessings are coming for my fellow humans? Being nurtured and cared for, joy, happiness. What end of year blessings are coming for my fellow humans, source? There's enough for everyone, I'm hearing. Balance. What end of year blessings are coming for my fellow humans? Focusing on where we're putting our thoughts at. So for pile number 1, source, what gods, goddesses, and guardians oracle card is going to help us better understand the end of your blessings that are coming for pile number 1. Okay, thank you. For pile number 2, source, what gods, goddesses, and guardians oracle card is going to help us better understand the end of your blessings that are coming for pile number 2. Thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what goddess, gods, and guardians oracle card is going to help us better understand the end of your blessings coming for pile number 3. Whoa, okay, that card went flying across the table. Collective message on the bottom, light your fire. So some passion for sure is coming in. Something, I feel like the blessing that's coming in is a renewed sense of passion, something that you have maybe forgot about, or that got put on the back burner for a time, or that is brand new inspiration that's coming, and it's going to really set your soul on fire, right? And it's going to light you up and take you the distance to where it is you want to go. I also feel like this is melting away the fears that have been holding you back, and you're seeing that if it makes me this happy to do, then why shouldn't I do this all the time? And you're just gonna really enjoy what's next. Also feel like there's a sense of paradise that's coming with this. And I'm not talking about paradise in the monetary sense. I'm talking about paradise of soul, where it's like your soul is free to express itself as it wants. And in that, you're really truly experiencing what freedom means for you. And that's such a powerful place to be at. It's actually a place that many hope to find, but so few actually tap into. And I love that this is the collective message that's coming through. So let's see what Pele says here in the book. Pele says, channel your creative and emotional passion. Get energized. Pele is the passionate goddess of the volcanoes and fire who created the Hawaiian Islands. Said to dwell in the center of Kilauea, and I apologize if I'm butchering this, volcano. Pele's molten lava both creates and destroys. Legend says that Pele journeyed from Tahiti to Hawaii in a canoe and was killed in a tempestuous clash with her sister, a Tahitian sea goddess. Pele's spirit lived on in the volcano, shape-shifting and reappearing to the Hawaiian people at will. Powerful yet capricious, she can succumb to outbursts of jealousy that create volcanic eruptions. Pele shows us how to work creatively with intense, volatile energies and harness our inner fire. Pele explodes into your world today with volcanic force, searing heat, and so prepared to be shaken and stirred. You may have been doing a good job at keeping a lid on your emotions and passions, but something might be about to erupt. As long as you channel them positively, you can boldly let your fiery feelings and creative juices flow. If you've been feeling lackluster recently, Pele is here to light the fire in your belly. Imagine this flaming goddess standing in front of you, warming up your solar plexus. She sends energizing sparks throughout your entire body. If you're feeling jealous, try Pele's healing remedy. Consider the person you're jealous of as a symbol of symbolizing an aspect of your own inner power that you haven't yet claimed. Reframe this person as an inspiration rather than a threat. If they can do it or have it, so can you. Pele invites you to turn up the heat in your life, to be an ardent lover, an enthusiastic contributor, a fervent force of dynamic creativity. Don't withhold your passion. Live with your soul on fire. Additional meanings are express and explore your sexuality in safe ways. Didn't we get that too as a message coming through? Channel your anger creatively to create positive change through writing, art, physical movement, campaigning, public speaking, and so forth. Respectfully visit and support Hawaii's sacred cultural sites. The invocation is, I express intense energy in positive ways. I embrace the fire within. Yeah, I do really feel like this is going to be something that gets lit up with you as you move forward. How powerful is that? Yeah. Okay, so I just pulled out all the dice this time around, so if you feel called to it, I'm not really going to go over each dice, but I will say what's on the dice so that you can have something extra to choose from. But it's not about a reading. This is not about reading the dice, okay? So, all right. So for pile number 1, we do have this third eye chakra with the Aum symbol on it, and that's A-U-M, Aum, on this lapis lazuli gemstone. Okay, we have this set of dice to choose from, which has the 4th house, Sagittarius energy, and Saturn. And for pile number 2, we have this chakra charm. Okay, we have these dice for you to choose from, which has the 10th house, Libra, and Pluto energy on it. And for pile number 3, we have this gemstone, which I believe is carnelian, with the sacral chakra seed sound on it, and I believe that is Vam. I believe. Okay. Or we have this dice for you to choose from, which is the 1st house, Gemini, and Neptune. Okay. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever pile you feel called to, that should be the pile for you. And I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this third eye chakra lapis lazuli with the Aum seed symbol on it, or if you were drawn to this set of dice, which has the 4th house, Sagittarius, and Saturn on it, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on your end of year blessings coming through. So first, I would like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And if you are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. We do things completely differently here on this channel. So with that being said, if the message does happen to resonate, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. We do have the birds joining us for the reading today. So getting messages, that's what I heard with the birds calling. Bringing in messages. Okay, so let's hop to it and find out what is pile number 1's end of year blessings, Source. What are they? What are pile number 1's end of year blessings? What would you like to let us know today, Source? What are pile number 1's end of year blessings? I love that the 2nd house is coming in for you. We've got Sagittarius. Didn't you have Sagittarius on your dice? All right, so repeat messages. You could be Sagittarius or have Sagittarius in the 2nd house, have Mercury in Sagittarius, or be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Sagittarius, have Taurus or Scorpio North or South nodes, have Gemini or Sagittarius North or South nodes coming in. Okay, so with this dice, we see here that there is stability and self-worth coming through, as well as magnetizing financial stability to you as well. Okay, so is that going to be super huge raise or a big bonus? It's going to be different for everyone, keeping in mind, but it does feel like there is going to be a bump up in finances for you. So you're going to start seeing more finances coming in, the ability to create savings for yourself, or to put things back so that you have things for a rainy day. That's what this really feels like. It's just feeling more grounded and rooted and feeling good about yourself because you made it. You got to that space where you're finally making more money, or you're finally making more monetary gain. That could be commissions, getting a better job, getting a raise. This could be getting a bonus that you didn't know is like a surprise bonus. I do feel like this is going to be a surprise for you, the amount that's coming in, right? There's no set amount here. I can't give you a set amount. That's just not the way it works. But I do feel like the amount that is going to come in is going to surprise you. It's going to be far more than you expected or even imagined it could be. And there's this want for you to go on an adventure, to do something different. You know, what do you want to experience? And it can be hard because we want to save that money, or we want to spend it on other things. And this is Source really saying that it's important for you to show yourself that you worked hard for this, and to celebrate yourself in that way. Like, it's okay for me to spend money on myself. And we're not going hog wild here, okay? This is saying, like, you know, take yourself out to a nice dinner, maybe get your hair done or your nails done, or get that outfit that you've been eyeing for a while, or those shoes that you've been eyeing for a while. This is saying to do something nice for yourself. This is all coming because you have switched up the way that you communicate with people. You're being very forthright and honest with people, and very authentic with people. And so this is the reward for you choosing to stand and speak your authentic self to others. You know, we talk about standing in your truth. We talk about speaking your truth. But it's so much easier to say it than to do that. So it's like, if you're starting at this journey, sometimes you're like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, I feel like I'm honest. I feel like I'm truthful, but it's about really being completely and radically honest with ourselves, and then letting that honesty ride out into everyday life. And it's not about being hidden behind a mask. And so I see you putting down the mask. And Source is saying this is allowing you space to receive additional blessings because you're feeling good about yourself and owning who you are. It's no longer trying to be someone else or trying to fit into somebody else's shoes. It's not about that. This is about owning who you are and standing firm in that. And people are recognizing that. And Source is rewarding that because you are standing so strong in your authenticity right now. I like that. Okay, so let's get using the Wild Unknown Tarot today to get these messages. What end of year blessings are coming for pile number 1? What would you like to share with us today, Source? Happiness, love, compassion, someone helping you. Okay. What end of year blessings are coming for pile number 1? I do feel like you are, like, when you talk, you don't talk the way that you did. This could be something minor, like you have started to study vocabulary and to expand your vocabulary and just integrate that into your daily life. This could be something like you decided, I'm not going to curse anymore, and so you stopped cursing, and that has given you a much more intelligent edge, okay? And it doesn't have to be either one of those. It's just the way that you're speaking and communicating with people. It is different, and it's showing it's like showing that essence of your soul now with the Daughter of Cups. And so there's love that's coming in. This could be a romantic relationship too, but I feel like this is love in the form of admiration and praise is what this feels like to me with the Daughter of Cups. What blessings are coming in for pile number 1? Oh, they want one more. I wasn't going to do a 4-card spread, but Source said one more, so we're going to go with it. Yeah, the 6 of Cups on the bottom. Okay, so romance could be coming in for you as well with the 6 of Cups. This is, and for me in the Tarot Marseille, this is talking about real romantic love, something that's going to grow, that's going to be equal give and take. This could also be in reference to the collective message that we got at the beginning, and it's something that you love is coming in, something you love to do, an activity that you love to do, and that's going to inspire a new sense of well-being and sense of self. But I do feel like the blessing that's coming in, there's been a lot of ups and downs here. Yeah. Interesting. The Son of Wands and the Daughter of Wands. Yeah. Look at this. This is to me, like, even though water and fire don't necessarily match or mold together, blend together, or mesh together, this is interesting that we have the Daughter and the Son of Wands coming out together. Okay, so this is like the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. All right, and this is that energy of someone's coming in because they're so passionate about you, or it's energy of passion is coming to find you after a period of just difficulties. It's like having to regroup and having to let go of people that didn't see your worth and your value. And now someone rushing in to say, hey, I see who you are and I love who you are, and you taking things slowly. Right? This is about you taking things slowly. And the second house can talk about love as well, right? Magnetizing love to us. I was getting monetary, and so this could be monetary gain because there's a new inspiration and something that you're testing the waters. Like, is this for me? And as you test the waters, you see the benefit of it, and so you take that. Yeah, we have the Emperor here. Look at these two images and how much they look like. Whoa, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so this could be a Divine Masculine, which while I was shuffling, we did have the Divine Masculine come in. We have the 6 and we have the 4. And if you look at the Roman numerals, they're reversed, right? You have 5-1 and 1-5. That's how Roman numerals work. So this is like a mirroring. Someone who's mirroring you, which I was getting with the Son of Wands and the Daughter of Cups. Someone who's mirroring you with the Two of Cups here. So I have to go with what it is that it's showing me, and it does feel love. But I will get some other oracles out to see if we can kind of deepen the meaning here. But with the Five of Wands here, we see that there was a period where it's almost like you gave up on the dream that you had, the want to create this life that you desire. And it's because you're seeing so many other people maybe have this, or maybe talk about it themselves, or you're seeing that no one else has it. So it's like, why would I be so bold as to ask for something like this? And feeling really pressured into choosing a different route. And what Source is saying here is that you may have felt pressured into that, but you never truly gave into it. And because of that, this is going to come in very quickly. And there could have been very hopeless days for you, especially this year. There could have been a lot of hopeless days to you. You could also have Pisces or Virgo highly aspect in your chart. And that would make sense because it's been a really rough year for Pisces and Virgos this year. It's been really rough 3 years for Pisces. We're just going to put that out there because that's what it feels like. But this could be a Pisces, a Cancer, Scorpio. We have Leo, Libra, Leo energy coming in here. We also have Scorpio energy, Aries, and Cancer energy. Okay, but it does feel like someone's coming in to make an offer, and it's because you've never given up, and the more you become yourself, the more attractive you are. And there's an offer of love here, and there's an offer of something that you might really enjoy as well. So again, if you're not looking for a relationship, first I just want to say this might not be the reading for you, but I do also have to put out there that this could just be like an offer for something that you really are passionate about, that you didn't know you would be so passionate about. But that's what this feels like. And so the blessing is an offer. It's an offer of something, an offer of love, an offer of material values, an offer of like a bonus as well, something that you will be able to give back to yourself. Finally reaping the rewards of having given out so much and received so little, and now it's going to come flooding back in. This could be love of family too, or like love of co-workers or recognition. I did get that at the beginning as well. Recognition from other people who are excited that you do the things that you do and you show up the way that you show up. So let's get some oracle out and see what comes through for you. Thank you, Source. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, House 5, dating. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. I do feel like someone's coming in to ask you for a date. Like, it does feel like that. For others of you, again, it's going back to that passion, but I just feel really strongly that someone's coming in saying, hey, I like you a lot. I really do. And I think that, you know, we should see where this goes. One more. What else for pile number 1? What blessings are coming in? It's like you've gone the distance. Gemini is coming in. Change your mind. See, look at this. They're like holding hands. And I know that's to symbolize the twins. I know that is. But it's just interesting that that's the image that's coming out for this. Is the hand holding here. And I feel like Source is also reminding you, like, it's okay if you change your mind. Like, if this person comes in and it's not who you want, like, or you recognize that there's just too much attached to it, that's okay. Go with your gut. Go with your intuition here. But it is a blessing, okay? Source is telling you, like, this is a blessing. It's something you've waited for, something you've wanted for a really long time, okay? On the bottom, an addict. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. In the shadows, compromising integrity and honesty allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So this could have been something that you at one point felt like, I can't live without. So that could be money, that could be love, that could be status, that could be approval, it could be anything, but you've had to face that part of yourself, and you've confronted that part of yourself and said, no, I'm okay without these things. Like, I don't need these things to survive, when at one point it felt like I need these things to survive. Loneliness, yeah. So they're being very clear. I know that I'm never alone. Okay, so like there's been loneliness here. There's been a sense of loneliness here. On the bottom, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So this could be the person that's coming in was too much in their pride to offer you anything, or you were also dealing with aspects of pride, or both, right? So take it as it resonates. We can't say we're not prideful. That's a very human thing of us. We're all prideful. We all have pride. So we all have to face that. So it's just something to be aware of, right? That we're taking accountability for where we're at. Okay, I feel like I want this deck. I'm going to get some love oracles out for you as well, just to see what comes through. Be at home. Yeah, this is someone who reminds you of home, or this is something that's going to remind you of home. And home in spirit is what I feel here. Be fearless and bold. Look at this badger just totally with this feather and this flower in its hair and this little, I don't know what you call that, but, you know, on its forehead. Right? Just owning who it is. And that's exactly the energy that you're in. You're just owning who you are. It doesn't matter. If I look weird to people, I look weird to people. If I don't, I don't. It doesn't matter. Like, none of it matters. I want to be comfortable with who I am. And that's exactly the energy that you moved into. Yeah, illumination. Look, with this lamb here too, with the light in its third eye, this illumination, something came clear to you. And you received this illumination. Look at how these two energies are very similar, very identical. Can you see that? Right? The sunburst. So you've been illuminated to something. It's almost like that addictive energy is like what had to be illuminated. Abundance. Yeah, there it is. I felt it. There's monetary gain here too, but it's abundance. It could be abundance of spirit, abundance of joy, and abundance of passion, and abundance of inspiration. This could be abundance in money as well. But we surrender under that. It does feel like you surrendered to an idea, like it had to be a certain way, or it had to be a certain someone. And now someone's coming in to offer you love, or someone's coming in to offer you something that before you might have been holding hostage based on an expectation. It's kind of a weird way to look at it, but it's true. Fated meeting. Meant to be, destiny, predetermined encounter. Yeah, so this is like your person, your intuition, gut feeling, psychic premonition, sixth sense. Okay, so this is someone that you know, or someone like you were meant to have this type of love in your life. It doesn't have to be a certain person as much as it is like I feel like you knew you were always meant to have this type of love in your life. What else do we have out here? Snakes, social media, and hookup. So there could have been a hookup with someone that you had to heal from that was, we can definitely be addicted to sex, right? We can be addicted to a physical connection or a person. There's someone here that's been spying on you. Or this other person could have been doing hookups because they were spying on you and they were like too afraid to come forward. Then we have snake, deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. And I just feel like this came out because of the temptation with the addiction. There was a third party here, and it does feel like you are single with the single coming out here. So there could have been a third party that hooked up with this person and kept them from you, and not whether they knew about you or not, like that doesn't really matter. That's not what Source is focusing on, because I just feel like this person, the third party that's involved, really liked this person as well. So they could have found out about you later on, but for some of you, I maybe feel like they knew about you beforehand. I do feel like many of you, they didn't recognize that you guys had feelings for each other, or that this person had feelings for you. On the bottom, passion, insane chemistry, sparks and having fun, equal interest and a burning desire. Yeah, so regardless if this is love or not, there is passion coming in. There's a lot of passion coming in. Alright, let's see what else comes through here. I feel like one more wants to come out. Yeah, two more. Okay. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. And, we're talking about end of year blessings. So I do feel like there's a shift here. And I want to say, hey, they're coming in by the end of the year, as that's what this reading is. But I feel like what we should open up to is the fact that there's definitely an energetic shift between you and this person. Okay. We've let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Exactly. So instead of holding on to, they have to come by the end of the year, and if they don't, like, obviously I did something wrong, just letting go and just trusting in the process. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And I feel like this is saying, like, that addictive energy. If there's someone here that maybe you hooked up with that you're holding on to, letting that go. It could be that this person is in the process of releasing their ex as well. Like, they've had a lot go on with this person and they're trying to let that go, and it's not as easy, right? That's not easy, letting go of someone that we committed ourselves to, that we may have loved. Wow, didn't I say this person? We have pride, and then we have vanity and pride, ego and vanity and pride, and storm, unexpected. They're going to come in like a thief in the night is what I'm hearing. It's going to be super unexpected. But yeah, this person was definitely in their pride. And I do feel like at some points, maybe also pile one, you were in your pride as well. And that's okay, right? There's no, like, I'm not sitting here like, how dare you? Or, Source is never going to be like that either. It's just being aware of our own situation as well, right? So we have regret and repression. Yeah, they regret not trusting their intuition when it came to you, when it first came to you. And I feel like if this is an offer of inspiration or something that's coming in, I feel like there was regret because on your side, maybe you didn't trust your own intuition and take a step towards this. But now's the renewal or spark, right? This is going to be a renewed sense of your journey. That's going to be exciting coming through. Oh, I like this. All right, let's see what comes through. Cardinal, investigation or instigation, bravery, a pioneering spirit. We have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn energy coming through here. So this is a new beginning, is what the cardinal energy is saying. And it's going to come in like boom, like a big bang. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. So this could be your soul tribe as well, which definitely checks because we got that in the beginning when I was shuffling cards. We have lunar eclipse, out with the old, release your ex energy coming in again, right? Let go of your ex, open up to the potential of new people coming in. Earth, stay grounded, don't lose yourself. Because I feel like sometimes with passion, it's easy for us to lose ourselves and get so addicted to this person or this feeling that we have and lose the journey and lose what it is that we're doing with ourselves. And that's what Source is saying, stay grounded, because it might be very easy to lose yourself with this person or this opportunity or this money or this idea. Artist. Okay, so we have expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. The shadow is using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. So I do feel like you're going to be definitely expressing yourself in a new way. That's what we see here. And the biggest blessing here is literally being truly authentic to yourself. And all of the other stuff is a byproduct of that. And so it's us reframing how we look at our blessings, right? Oh, I'm only blessed if I get this, or I'm only blessed if I get that. Actually, the blessing is that we're learning to be more and more ourselves each and every day. And that's such a blessing, because we're learning how to trust ourselves and to inspire ourselves and to speak our truth and to be authentic. And when we lean into those blessings, then we offer up that energy to Source and say we're ready for other blessings. Someone's going to reach out. Communication, direct phone call, a direct message, news. Okay, so someone wants to reach out here. Shock again, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, and transformation. Yeah, so this is, I feel like this is going to be unexpected. You may not even know who this person is, and you might know who it is, you might not know who it is. Okay, it is going to be a surprise though. But I do feel like that also confirms what I was feeling. If this is like a bonus or a raise or something like that, I feel like it's just saying it's going to shock you. It's going to be so much more than you thought. So maybe you thought you were going to get $1 raise, and instead of getting $1 raise, you get like a $5 raise. And you're like, whoa, that was so much more than I was expecting. It's going to be something big like that. Okay. Healthy choices, self-love, self-care, being happier, love, and life. Yeah. So continuing to make the healthy choices for yourself. No matter what's happening, like even we can get lost in getting more money. We can get lost in that and like, oh, I'm making $5 more an hour, and so that's a huge income increase, and I can just spend it however I want, right? That's us getting lost and being controlled by the money rather than us controlling our money, right? We could get lost in the love. Like this person comes in and we lose ourselves in this person because we're so in love with them. And it's not that, you know, us pulling back is us not loving them. It's us pulling back is reminding us that self-love and self-care is always number one. And when we do that, then we have so much more to give to this person. Seduction, attraction, teasing, hooking up, date, third party, and temptation. Didn't we get temptation? Yeah, we got temptation here. So again, don't let it tempt you into going backtracking, okay? We have the dragonfly, lighthearted and adapt, finding out and change, things coming to light and healing. Okay, so let yourself have fun with this. Whatever it is, have fun, but also stay grounded. That's the most important thing. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So for some of you, this is true love that's coming in, the end of year blessing. You finally made it. Good job. And celebration, gifts, and abundance. And for others of you, this is actually gifts of abundance coming in. So, and even if you are looking for love, don't hold on to it's just love coming in for you, right? Hold on to its blessings that are coming in for you, okay? And that way then you're not in this place of pushing it away if it doesn't come in the package that you expect it to come in. Rather, you're opening up to the truth that all blessings are blessings to be celebrated. And so I feel like that's what Source is saying. So let's take a look at your card. I'm going to read this one from the book, and we're going to see what it says. We have Mawa Lisa with balance. This is the masculine and feminine energy in perfect divine balance. I love this energy coming in. So we did have the masculine make an appearance while I was shuffling as well. So there was a lot of channeled messages that came in at the very beginning. If you didn't catch the shuffle and you feel called to, you can definitely check that out. I have it timestamped down below. It says, center your energy, seek harmony and cooperation. So we have Mawu Lisa is a supreme being with origins in ancient West African kingdom of Dahomey and is neither male nor female. Dahomean legend says that in the beginning of everything there was Mawu Lisa, who had two faces. Mawu, a woman, is the female side of the god, and her eyes are the moon. Lisa is the male side of the god, and his eyes are the sun. This androgynous deity reminds us that balance is a central principle of the universe. Take a deep breath and come back to center. You may be feeling scattered, pulled in every direction. Visualize your energies being gathered back to you. You need peace and personal balance. Stabilizing your energy is a priority to avoid becoming overwhelmed or burned out. Mawu Lisa represents equilibrium, moderation, and peacekeeping. They deliver a message to remain calm and composed even in extreme situations. It's not healthy for your nervous system to be perpetually in firefighter mode, nor is it sustainable. Do not add fuel to the fire. Consider everyone's point of view and make a balanced and fair assessment. Cooperation and harmony are the key principles of this card, so be inclusive and work together. It could be that unchecked egos, and we were talking about ego and pride coming through, dramas and gossip are at play. If you're being distracted and pulled off center by energy sapping or toxic situations, both in the real world and online, make a conscious effort to create distance. Don't allow yourself to be energetically or emotionally drained. Protect your inner balance, as it's from this calm, harmonious state that you'll be the strongest and wisest. And the invocation here is, all aspects of my being are balanced. I find strength in my center. Okay, so this is a thing. And also, I don't know why I feel called to read this, but I'm going to say this could be a positive message about identifying as non-binary or other gender identity and receiving support for your journey. You know, Mawu Lisa is just a reminder to us, we have labels for everything, and we're moving into a day and age where labels aren't necessarily as important as they once were, and we have a lot of people who are trying to hold on to labels. Labels make sense to us. It helps our brain comprehend what's in front of us. And so when we get rid of a label and we say, oh, that label no longer belongs, it's scary. It's shaking the very foundation that we were built on. And so I feel like for many of you, it's just that reminder to let go of the label, and for that to come in about non-binary or other gender. I also feel like in regards to love, that's talking about letting go of the soulmate label, letting go of the twin flame label, not because it's not who you are, but because you're so much more than the label. And the labels which we are seeing in non-binary are conforming us to fit into a box. And what we see when we let go of those is more fluid energy coming to us, and the ability to stay within our energy and self and our realm, knowing that we have the freedom to move like water. We do not have to be rigid like stone and like earth. But a lot of people are still in that mentality of being rigid like stone and like earth. And it's like, if I let this go, then I let go of a egoic foundation I've built myself around. And especially, I just want to focus for a second on twin flames, especially for twin flames, is saying, well, if I let that go, then who am I? That is a phenomenal question to ask yourself, because who are you if you're not a twin flame? What you should be learning about yourself. If you're not learning that about yourself right now, then that is a big indicator that to manifest your twin flame will take even longer, because the question of who you are separate from your twin flame has not yet come to mind, or has not yet been something that you've been focused on. So we have to let those identities go. We have to let those labels go, and it's in letting go of those labels that we welcome in fluidity. And someone may have needed that as well. I need support on my journey to letting go of a label as a gender, or as identifying with a certain gender, and remembering that you are welcoming in a new age, a new wave of people, letting go of holding on to identifying with such strict labels, and that's okay. And I know that's not where everybody's at right now, but remembering that it's okay for us to ask questions and to learn more about it so that we can make more educated guesses for ourselves, okay? So I do feel like this is the message that I have for you today. If you felt like this was your message, leave a little moon and a sun emoji together and say, it is through balance and harmony of my inner self that I'm able to free myself from the confines of labels and open up to the fluidity of the universal flow. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box below. So with that being said, I would like to take this time to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this chakra talisman, or charm, if you will, or if you were drawn to this set of dice that had the 10th house Libra and Pluto energy on it, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what end of your blessings are coming to you. I'd first like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And if you are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. We do things completely differently here on this channel, so with that being said, if the message does happen to resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Now, I had to restart your video because the train came through, and whoever is driving the train was holding the horn from, seriously, for like 5 minutes. I don't know if I've ever had or seen somebody hold the horn for so long, and it was so long I literally had to start the video over. I was like, I can't. He came through right as I hit play, and I was like, well, if it's just 2 honks or 3 honks like normal, cool. But he honked twice and then just held it for forever, and I was like, wow. So I do feel like for you guys, there's been something that's been happening, or you've been waiting out or holding out for forever. It just feels like it's going on and on and on and on. And there's something here that's coming in that's saying, like, I just want to start over. What's it going to be for me to start over? And so I do feel like that's important to ponder on as we get into the reading, that Source is going to bring forth something in regards to that as well. Okay, so let's just hop to it and find out what's going to come out for your reading. So Source, what are the end of your blessings that are coming for pile number 2? What messages do you have for us today? What are the end of your blessings that are coming for pile number 2? What would you like to share with us today, Source? Okay, so we've got the 6th house, Gemini energy, and the North Node. Yeah. So this could be something you've been working on, a project at work. This could be something that you've been working on with an animal at home. So in terms of training, rehabilitation, or, you know, if there's been like some aggression that I'm getting coming out, or maybe difficulties like walking a dog on a leash, or difficulties with a cat scratching people that are coming over, or something like that. Like you've been working with them, and it just feels like it's been going on and on and on. This is a very specific message coming on. Or you've been working on this project with your coworkers, and there's been a lot of turmoil between you and the coworkers, and it just has been dragging on and on and on, like it's never ending. This could also be with your health, okay? Something that you've been working on with your health, and it's like never seemingly coming together for you. It just always feels like I get one thing right and then another 5 things go wrong, and I just constantly feel like I'm always sick, or I'm always fighting something physically or emotionally or mentally here. It's something that just keeps going on and on. Okay, and what Source is showing you here is that you've actually, without realizing it, have become incredibly adaptable. You are capable of fluidly changing on a dime. And it might just be so natural for you now that you're not seeing it, you're not recognizing it. And so that idea of starting over is actually something you do naturally. And there's not anything that you really have to start over or begin again. And we're going to get into how this is a blessing. We're going to get into what this is going around as well. But you've actually learned something very valuable. And this is a part of your journey. What Source is saying with the North Node here. This was a pivotal turning point for you. It was just learning how to lean on that internal power without even questioning it anymore, like recognizing like, okay, this isn't really working, so I'm going to try this. And you do that. And I feel like sometimes it's not even a thought, like you just see it needs to be done and you do it. And that's how your actions are playing out. Like, even if this is dealing with an animal, even if this is dealing with your health, even if this is dealing with coworkers or a project at work, whatever the situation is, it's like you see what needs to be done and you do that and you try that. And if it doesn't work, then you see something else that can be done and you try that. And there's no need to start over because you're gaining the experience that you need to become super successful here. But it's all about that adaptability. It's all about that fluidity that comes from being able to change on a dime, being able to change your mind, being able to change course, being able to change action. So this is actually a blessing that's been forming for quite a while. And we're going to tap in deeper and see what else is coming for you. But I feel like this is something that Source wanted to bring up right away because it's something that's been on your mind, right? We said to ponder this. And so in pondering this, we see that it's been something that's been really difficult, right? Especially if it's something that you've been working with for a long time and everybody said that by now it should be whatever. We have to allow things to unfold in their own time. Right? And sometimes embracing that part of the unknown is scary, especially when other people are telling us, oh, it has to be this, it has to be that. We're saying like, obviously I'm doing something wrong because take your dog, for example, like it's taking my dog years and years to be non-reactive, or it's taking my dog years and years to learn sit, a simple command, you know, or to learn stay or something like that, or to not jump on people. You know, or like a cat, it's taken them years and years to learn not to scratch people when they come over just because, right? And it's just, that's what it feels like. Or a project, you know, like we've been working on this and they keep telling us we have to change, or we have to keep doing this, or we have to move over here. And it's like, this has been going on for months and months. And it's like, when is this going to stop? Well, it's been teaching you something along the way. And you've actually been getting the lesson without really working hard for the lesson, because the lesson came automatically. So we're going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot today to dig into this more. What end of your blessings are coming for pile number 2, Source? What more would you like to share with us? It does feel like your intuition is also growing and expanding. So you're going to be able to lean into your intuition even more. And it comes from the difficult situations that you've been through and overcoming the negativity. Also the negative thoughts you're letting go of. So a big blessing that's coming in for you is the ability to trust your intuition without fear or worry that it's going to be wrong. You just naturally are already starting to do that. Yeah, the Hermit. All right, let's dig in. Source, what blessings are coming for, end of year blessings are coming for pile number 2? Stability within self. Maybe you've been consciously doing shadow work, but I feel like for many of you, this has been just shadow work because of the situation, right? Like it's been bringing up triggers and you've had to naturally face the triggers as they've come up, and without realizing it, you're healing a part of yourself. Yeah, the 9 of Swords on the bottom. I don't want to start over. There's a lot of red flags that have come up. There's a lot of things that I feel like I can't overcome, but it's actually taught you how to overcome them. It's taught you how to let go of family crises and family drama and family trauma that's been weighing on you for a long time. Things that have been beneath the surface, especially with the earthworm here. It's been something that you didn't know you needed to heal. So there's been a lot of triggers in regards to whatever this situation is. There's been a lot of triggers here. to help you intentionally heal. And especially with the full coming out, it's so that you can have a brand new start, a brand new beginning, without the weight or the heaviness of whatever it is that's going on. Okay, so what do we got here? This came out in pile number 1 in the exact same spot. Interesting. Honestly, the blessing that's coming is quantum jumping. This is quantum leaping. You are timeline leaping. There's a bright new future ahead, and you don't see it just yet. And that's okay. That's okay. But by the end of the year, you will have actually shifted timelines. You may draw in, you might find yourself going into a period of hermit, right? Like where you're just kind of withdrawing from everyone, you're integrating, you're really allowing yourself to lean into, what's coming up for you. So you might find yourself start to draw away from others, but also in that period, you're going to see more stable relationships appear, more stable connections appear with people who mean something to you. Even with your animals, this could be about bonding with your animal, and having an even deeper relationship with your animal, and having a deeper relationship with your health, right? Having people who are supporting you with your health instead of demeaning you. So like the example that they're giving me here is like, maybe you need to lose weight, and your whole life you've always heard people say like, oh, you better lose weight, otherwise you're gonna have, and then list the variety of issues with being overweight that happen. And instead of encouraging you to lose weight, it's almost like they're using fear as a method to make you lose weight. That's going to end. You're not going to see that anymore, okay? And that could be even with whatever health issues have come up, like people using fear as a method to make you take action, and that's no longer going to be a thing. Like you've overcome that. You've healed that part of yourself. And now you're going to be seeing more people that are going to be supporting you. And that's a part of the quantum leap that you're taking here, is people are going to inspire you like, hey, how about we do this together so you don't have to do it alone? Because I know how hard it is to do alone. And it's so much easier when we have like accountability buddies, or when we have somebody who is cheering us on, and I'll be your cheerleader if you be my cheerleader. And you're like, yeah, that sounds so much easier. Maybe it's getting in touch with an animal trainer who's like, wow, you've come so far by yourself. Let me give you some of the tips and tricks that you need to get you that extra little bit so that you see real progress, right? And maybe it's with your at work with the project that you're doing, like a boss comes in or a leader comes in and they say, hey, you guys have worked so hard on this and we see you tirelessly putting in the effort. We're going to reward you by giving you guys a break on this project, and the team leads are going to take it over for you. We're still going to give you guys the credit because you guys are the only ones that have been doing this, or we're going to give you the tips that you need to really drive this home and not have to be working on it all the time anymore. So this is like a key point that you're being given that's getting you to the next level. So there's some sort of information that's coming in for you, or some sort of knowledge or wisdom, intuition, or a person outside of you or people outside of you that are going to help get you through this portal that we see here with the Three of Wands. They're going to help get you through to the next level, and it's going to be something that's very inspiring for you, I feel. That's what Source is saying. This has been very difficult. There's also this element here where it's like, I've worked so hard, I just want to hide from the world, because what's the point of putting myself out there anymore? And you're going to come out of that as well. You're going to come out of that energy and into this place of really letting your light shine. And people are going to start mentioning that you're a lot different than you once were. And that's because you've naturally learned all of these lessons from these triggers that have come up. And without really thinking about it, you've integrated them. It's been a very natural process for you. It's been very like, oh, okay, we have to do this instead, or we got to go over here. This is the path now, whatever, you know. So say you got a trigger with your animal, like if they're pulling on the leash, the trigger was always feeling like that was your fault. Like it's my fault that my dog is pulling on the leash, and it's my fault that their terrible walker on the leash because I didn't work with them when they were younger, or I got them as an older dog and this is how they are, but I still feel like it's my fault. Suddenly, like, you're reframing that and you're like, it's nobody's fault. It's not even the dog's fault that they're pulling on the leash. It's the energy of like, okay, if it's nobody's fault, then we don't have to blame anybody, and we can really just focus on not even fixing this, but helping us both have a more enjoyable time walking. The same thing with coworkers. Maybe there's been a lot of tension between you and your coworkers, and you reframe that and you're like, is there really tension between us, or is it that there's been a lot of triggers because they remind me of childhood wounds, and those triggers have been making me feel very uncomfortable? And rather than seeing it that, you're reframing it and saying like, wow, I'm glad that I had this opportunity to learn these things. Like, there's this reframing of how you're seeing the world in front of you. And this has all been a part of your path and a part of your journey. This is about alignment. And it's about finding strength, structure, stability, and determination to move forward on that stable foundation that has been built. From all this time spent doing whatever it is that you've been doing. And there's a lot of different energies coming in. So, you know, it doesn't have to be any of these things. It could be all of these things. It could be one of these things, you know. Take it as it resonates. Okay, they want one more, but on the bottom we have house 6 again, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. And then we have the 10th house underneath that with structure, discipline, life, mission, accomplishments, and careers. So I do feel like one more wants to come out here for you for pile number 2 source. Yeah, Libra, balance. Okay, consideration, fairness, and harmony. Yeah, it's a reframing of the way you see the world around you. What was once difficult, you're now seeing it with different eyes. And now it's becoming something that you can optimistically face and take on without it being such a burden. We have optimism, exploration, and freedom. Yeah. Feels very lighthearted now. What else for pile number 2 source? 22. Truth transcends illusion. You're seeing beyond the illusions. Which is 4 again. You may see 444 a lot on your journey. Okay? And then on the bottom, yeah, look, wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. It's been something that's been very difficult to do. It's like something that you've definitely internalized at some point along this journey, and now you're not going to be internalizing it anymore, and you're just going to like let that go. It's going to be very easy for you to do. Stay grounded, and 2 is better than 1. Okay. Alright, source, what else for pile number 2? Okay, we got Capricorn. Buckle down and get to work. Yeah, and whatever was holding you back is not going to hold you back at all anymore. I feel like one more wants to come out. Yeah, wow, flying out. We have cardinal energy with bright new beginnings ahead. And Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. We also have Cancer, Libra, and Aries energy. So you could be a cardinal zodiac sign or have cardinal energy highly aspect in your chart. We have Uranus on the bottom with expect miracles. This is going to shift your life in a very positive way, and it's going to be a very big shock to you as well. It's going to come very suddenly. How do I hear that song right now? Don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah, so like you're not going to want to miss anything when it comes to this. It's going to happen and you're going to be taking it all in. There's been a lot of doubt on your journey, right? I released the need to know all the answers with doubt on the bottom. And then we had fear flip over. And it says, I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So you're seeing this now, again, reframing, coming from a place of fear and reframing that to this place of love. and envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So maybe you've been fighting some envy, or other people have been envious of you, or, wherever it is that you're at. And please, it's never a poke at anybody. It's just taking accountability for ourselves. Look, I've been envious of other people. I've been jealous of other people. Why? Because it's so human to be that. To compare ourselves and to be, oh, I worked harder than they did, so why do they have more than I have? We don't know anything that's going on behind the scenes, but it's very easy for our emotional ego to convince us that it knows so much, and it really doesn't know anything. And so just, again, being honest with ourselves. If we're in the state of envy, taking accountability for that and healing that by saying, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges, right? Everybody has different challenges, but we're all here to share this life together. So, but I do feel like there's been a lot of doubt here. And that's that other thing, right? Like comparing yourself to others on the journey, and that can fall under envy as well. Everybody's telling me it's taking too long. Everybody's telling me it has to be this, or everybody's telling me it's that. We have trap that flipped over. You feel stuck in your current situation, but you have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have for now. So this is about keeping the options open. It doesn't have to be a job. I just feel like drawn to do the money and the job career cards that I have for additional guidance. Okay, manifesting. Says you have the power to manifest what you want by writing your intentions down and by taking inspired action to make it happen. And we have locked. Work you want may not be in reach now. You can take a temp position while awaiting the opening. Your new place offers job security. Okay, so where you're at right now is secure, and you're manifesting something better, whether that's in life, work, or what have you. Okay, on the bottom, we have money matters. Money matters a lot now. Watch your expenses, save up for the future. You need to be prepared for the unexpected. This is an interesting energy coming through. So prepare for the unexpected here, but also have faith. Have faith that things are going to work out, because it does feel like they are going to. I have that song stuck in my head. Don't want to close my eyes because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Even when I dream of you. Even things I'll never do, I still miss you. We have glittering debut. You will soon be center stage. Capture the crowd's heart. Engage passionately and avoid passivity. So coming out of that hermit energy, it's important for you to be seen. It's important for you to stand out. Okay, we have vacation coming out as well. A pause in routine can unveil paths to prosperity and hidden pitfalls. Watch the signs. Pause, perceive, proceed. So that's that hermit mode, right? So taking that hermit mode as a means of reassessing where you're going, but then to come out. Don't get stuck in the hermit mode. Theft. Beware of losses in your inner circle. Secure your valuables. Enhance your security. And this could also be enhancing security spiritually, okay? All right, what else, Source? I feel like one more out of this deck. The past. Okay, it says, something from the past is coming back, perhaps an old job or an unfinished project. Look to the past to understand the future, a lesson, an experience, or an old skill. You could be earning or receiving money from something you did in the past. So the past is at play here, right? And we talked about that, letting go of the past so you could come into this future moment. And your timeline jumping here. So it could be something, seeds that you planted in the past and where you're now reaping the harvest from them. So we have work smart. Are you making it harder than it has to be? Sometimes the solutions are simple. Perhaps it is time to clean house personally and professionally, to start with a clean palette. Stick to basic needs when it comes to spending and put some money aside. So again, this idea of putting money aside is very important right now, right? Or just preparing for something that's unexpected. So whatever that is, right? Life purpose coming out on the bottom. You will have new ideas and inspiration that will guide you to your divine calling. What is meant for you will not leave you as long as you can push Continue to push forward. Ask for what you need and things will align for you to carry out your vision. So we talked about that too, that you're on your life path. I do feel like we should get an angel number for you today for pile number 2, Source. What's an angel number for pile number 2? What blessings are coming? And you might be like, how are these blessings? No, it's not about this stuff. Source is just giving you a heads up for in the future. Stay prepared. Like, staying prepared is going to help you. But I feel like for anything here, this is about reframing the way you see life. And in reframing the way you see life, your biggest blessing, pile number 2, is quantum jumping. Renewal, 890. You are experiencing renewal and fresh beginnings. Release the past and embrace opportunities for growth and transformation ahead. Exactly. So this is about opening up to the potential of what can be in your life. Adaptability. I can't make this up. We had this at the very beginning. 765. You are flexible and capable of facing changes. Trust in your strength to navigate any challenges that arise. So Source reconfirming here that you are indeed incredibly adaptable, and that's something that it's been a blessing in the making, is that adaptability. Fire. Confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery with Aries, Leo, and Sag. This is going to bring a new passionate beginning for you in your life. Two-faced, sometimes showing only part of ourselves to the world. Guard vulnerability wisely. It's not about oversharing, but it is about being authentic. Don't put on a mask, right? Still let yourself be authentic, but you don't have to overshare. Saying nothing is okay. Setbacks. It says taking one step forward to make 2 steps back. This is the feeling that I got this whole time. It's like, I don't feel like I'm making progress, right? It says setbacks are telling you that you're not ready to enter the next phase. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So this is the energy that you've been in. It's like, I just feel like it's not working. I feel like I've gone this way. Like it's taken forever, right? That same thing. We've got that energy coming back. But Source is showing you that you're getting prepared for something that is beyond your imagination. And it's going to make you very, very happy. Let's take a look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. We have Uma with Watch Your Words. So what we speak into existence is what I'm hearing right now. It says Uma, pronounced Uma, is the Celtic warrior god of literature, eloquence, and speech. He's a champion of Tuatha De Danann, an ancient Irish pantheon of divine beings, the Lord of Knowledge. He created the script, the earliest system of writing in Ireland. The language consists of notches and strokes traditionally cut into wood or stone. Uma is said to have conceived many languages and poetry that were imbued with rays of light. Celtic mythology describes sunshine beaming from his hair, and he's given the epithets sun-faced and strongman. Uma teaches us about tremendous power of words and supports writers, linguists, and orators. So watch our words. Uma leads you to his standing stone, etched in Ulam script. He places your hand on the rough surface and speaks to you with a light-filled voice. Notice the words you use about yourself, others, and the world. Spoken and written language carry energy. The propane guys here. Spoken and written language carry energy that can shape your reality for better or worse. Your body, mind, and spirit respond to the way in which you describe yourself. If you say, for example, I'm useless, I can't do this, I'll never be any good, your cells and vibrational intelligence believe those words. They go on to create experiences that reflect them. But if you say, I am good enough, I'm doing my best, I can succeed at this, then your energy shifts to create this truth. Your brain chemistry is influenced by what you say. Your mind is always seeking to show you evidence of what you speak about. Notice how you communicate with other people. Do your words lift them up? Before you speak or write, ask yourself if you'd like to receive these words. You have the power to shift the world with language, so use it with care. It says, my words make a positive difference. I speak from my soul. So yeah, it's just a reminder, like how you speak about what it is that you want to create is so vital here. And I feel like that's the blessing here, is that reframing of how you were seeing it before. Maybe before you were saying, I'm not capable, or I'm not worthy, I'm not able, there's no way, there's someone else that's more qualified than I am. But you're adapting to that now and changing the way that you see that, and you're seeing it now from this place of like, I am enough, I will create this life that I want, I will manifest the love that I desire, I will be able to do the things that I want to do. And what was setbacks before, now you're seeing them as blessings of little lessons along the way to help prepare you to receive that which is already yours. So you are on the right path. And I feel like some of you need that confirmation. And you are manifesting what it is that you desire. But right now it's about focusing on those little nuanced moments of, what am I saying to myself? And how can I reframe what I'm saying to myself in a more positive light? And so the blessing here is this reframing. Okay? The renewal that comes from reframing how you see yourself. I love this for you. This is what I see here for you. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little head emoji that's talking down below and say, I choose to hold myself in high regard, knowing that I am capable, I am wise, I am smart, and I will manifest the life I want. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything in the description box in order to do so. With that being said, I would like to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this powerful message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this sacral chakra carnelian gemstone with the seed sound VOM on it, or if you were drawn to these dice with the first house Gemini and Neptune, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on what end of your blessings are coming to you. I'd first like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of the journey with me. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And if you are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And we do things completely differently around here. So with that in mind, if the message happens to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. So before we get started, I just have to say, I was getting ready for your reading and I was just being so silly. Like it was just a different vibe than pile 1 and 2. It's not that pile 1 and 2 weren't silly. It's just that you must be a very, very silly, goofy person. Maybe you were considered like the class clown or the company clown or something like that. So I just feel like that's first a message that's coming in for someone who needs to hear it, and it's okay. Or you're someone who makes yourself laugh all the time, and maybe people don't get your jokes or people don't laugh with you, but you crack yourself up, and you might be sitting there laughing so hard at your jokes. People are like, what are you laughing about? That wasn't funny. And you're like, I don't know about you, but that was hilarious. And it's like one of those things, like if they had seen anybody else say that joke, you know that they would have been busting a gut for it. And so you're like, you know what, I'm just going to keep being me. And that is something that's coming in. What does that have to do with this reading? I have no idea yet, but I just feel like I need to say it because it came out before I was getting ready for your reading. And yeah, so let's hop to it and find out what's going to come for you. Pile number 3, source. What are the end of your blessings for pile number 3? What would you like to share with us today? What are the end of year blessings coming in for pile number 3? To be you and to do the things you love to do. We've got the 7th house, Aries energy, and Saturn. Yeah, okay. So now I understand why that came through, like you cracking yourself up and maybe the people around you don't laugh, even though you know what you said was funny. What this is saying is you've had a really hard time with relationships, with connections in your life, finding people who get you. You might have a really dry sense of humor, a really oddball sense of humor, a really just goofy sense of humor that people are like, take life more seriously. You're like, I can't. Why? You know, it's already too short. And that is just absolutely absurd why you want me to take it more seriously, because no. But yeah, I just feel like you're really passionate about having people in your life and you like having connections in your life. But I feel like there was a point in time in your life when you had maybe more friends than you could count, more friends than you even knew what to do with. You might have had a phone full of contacts, right? And you might have hung out with all those friends. You might have done something with all of those friends and made plans with all of those friends. But then when you started this journey, you started seeing that so many, if not all of those people just weren't in the journey with you. And you started to vibe out from those connections. And I know it's like an 11th house energy as well coming in, but it really feels like a lot of close personal relationships, like people you thought were going to be friends with your whole life, like schoolhouse friends and maybe childhood friends and people that you've known for a really long time, family, right? This could be even like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a spouse that you had at some point that you thought, like, this is somebody that I'm going to have in my life for forever. And now you're seeing like they were really difficult relationships. They were very one-sided relationships. And with this coming up, I do feel like Source is showing that like all those difficulties that you went through was preparing you for your tribe to come in, was preparing you for those connections to come in that get you and that are excited to be your friend and will go to battle with you and for you. They want to fight for your friendship. They want to fight to know you. They want to fight to have you in their life because you are that important and you matter that much to them. And they love your goofiness. They love it. I know I did. I was having fun. I was like, oh, I don't even know if I want to start this reading. I just want to sit with your energy for a while, pile 3. But alas, we do have to get together and do this reading. So I'm excited to be here regardless. And I'm honored that I get to connect with you. All right. So we're going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot today. Yeah, you've had a lot of broken hearts. You had to start over again. You're someone, I feel like for your whole life, it's super easy for you to make friends. Like people come out of the woodworks and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be your friend. And you're like, yeah, that would be great. I would love to be your friend. And then all of a sudden they just disappear. It's like when you're face to face, everybody wants to be your friend, but they don't want to put in the effort on the phone or over text message or whatever. It's like, you know, it kind of just ends there at that one-time meeting. You make such a great impression on people, and I feel like that's something that's been a bit of a burden for you, pile 3. It's like, what's the point? Like, I make friends all the time, but no one's actually a real friend. Like, I make acquaintances. I don't make friends. But they all say they want to be friends, so what's the point? And I feel like that's what Source is pointing out. It's like you're about to call in people who are your soul tribe. Yeah, the Father of Cups. People who are emotionally secure. Right? You're like the black swan. Why do I hear the ugly duckling? Like, that's coming in. You know, and that's that energy, too. It's like, you think about the ugly duckling. It's like this duckling that is different from all the other ducklings. And as it continues to grow, it gets so huge that all the other ducklings are making fun of it. They make it feel awful. They make it feel like an outcast, like the black sheep. But then one day, the duckling turns into the swan, and it's the most beautiful bird in the world. And, you know, all the ducklings are wishing that they could have been the swan. You know, so it's that, like, truly that ugly duckling energy where it's like all these people, they were with you because, not because you're an ugly duckling. It's not that. It's just that energy, right? It's that energy. You didn't know your own potential, and so it was easy for people to take advantage of you. It was easy for people to mistreat you. And then when you knew your worth and you knew your value, it's like now people knew they couldn't pull one over on you. They couldn't pull the wool over your eyes anymore. And so you're standing out, and that's what you're calling in. The train is here. The train goes by like every half hour, I swear. It's constant, and it goes both ways. It's not just one way, it goes both ways. So we're right next to a train depot. Goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's not a one-way thing, but for you, it's always been a one-way thing. I feel like that's been the struggle. That's been the hard lesson, is it's always been a one-way street. You know, you've given, the Lovers. Oh, I like that this came out too, because I talk about this when this card comes out. There's the geese on here. And geese are such an interesting bird. They won't leave a goose behind. Like if a goose gets injured or is too old to keep flying with the flock or the gaggle of geese or whatever, right? Like there will be geese that stay behind with that goose, so it's never alone. It always has a friend. It always has someone from family, from their flock with them. Right? That's just how they are. They're never gonna leave a goose behind. It's like, we'll stay behind with this goose. We'll give up our comfort of the big flock and we'll stay behind and make a little flock with this goose. And that's what they do. And the Lovers making a choice. Yeah, this has been really hard for you. This has been so difficult, is finding people who've been on the same page as you. Right? But they're coming in with the Ace of Swords here. They're coming in for you. This is what Source is saying. Yeah, finally finding stability with people who are like-minded, but also who are alike in energy, in emotions, in mental well-being, and in spiritual well-being. This is not just someone you're going to connect with at face value like you have been with other people. Your energy is so... Like I said, I just wanted to sit in your energy. I just wanted to sit in your energy. And if I want to do that, then imagine how everyone else is too, right? So that's that same energy. It's like everybody else just wants to be with your energy, but they don't want to do anything to get closer to you. And that's what it is. It's like you have a great energy. You have a beautiful energy. You have an addictive energy. But that's where it stops. It doesn't go further than that. It's like people don't want to get closer to you because they don't want to have to raise themselves up to your level to actually be a friend with you. They don't want to have to put in that effort. And that's something that's scary. And I feel like that's something that's made you feel like you've been alone for a long, long time. And they're saying like you're not going to be alone anymore. And so your end of your blessing is finding a like-minded friend or a like-minded group of people and connection. This could be a love connection as well that's coming in, but someone, it does feel like one person here, especially with the King of, or the Father of Cups, which is the King of Cups, and then the Lovers card, which is these two geese here. It does feel like at least one person is coming in that's going to go this distance with you, that's going to go on this journey with you. And it's going to be really good for you. It's going to give you someone to lean on, someone to trust, and someone to share yourself with. And, you know, maybe you're still in a relationship with someone who doesn't see you this way, or maybe you're still with people who don't see you this way, and that's okay. This person is coming in, and you're going to see what it is to be loved by someone who doesn't want something from you, but except for you to be you 100% all the time. And I feel like you're going to get to choose whether or not you see your past relationships as something that was awful or something that was actually good, because now you know what you don't want in your life. And that can also leave us teetering on the brink of the abyss, because it feels like, oh my gosh, like if I'm still with somebody, if I have someone in my life that doesn't get me on that level, like I have to let that person go. But do you really? I mean, do you really? Are they toxic necessarily? Or is it just that they're not on the same vibrational level as you? And we have to stop looking at people not being on the same vibrational level as us as being toxic, because it's not necessarily true. They could be a nice person. They could be a kind person. They could really love your energy, but they're not in a space where they can come up to your level. That doesn't necessarily make them toxic, right? That makes them experiencing their own journey at the level that they're at. But we have to stop just kicking people to the curb if they're not necessarily toxic and just saying, oh, well, you don't vibe with me, so that makes you toxic. That is us putting everybody into a box and saying you have to either fit into the toxic box, otherwise you're not going to be my friend. And that's kind of really becoming, I'd say, in my own personal opinion, and for Source to want me to bring this up, right? But in my own personal opinion and from my own personal experience, this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, us calling people who aren't toxic. There are toxic people, yes. And do I feel like you've dealt with toxic people? Yes. But I feel like the hardest thing is feeling very alone in a group of people who weren't really putting you down, but weren't able to meet you at your level, or like that. Like they weren't laughing at your jokes, or they didn't get you, right? That doesn't make them toxic. And they could have been toxic, saying you were like, oh, you're crazy if you think anybody's going to laugh at your jokes, or, you know, like putting you down. Like that is toxic, right? So you have to weigh out the options here. But I do feel like there's someone in your energy that may not be toxic, but also isn't willing to come up to your vibrational level. And instead of labeling them as toxic, saying like they're just not a vibrational match with me, but it doesn't mean that I can't love them unconditionally and let them show up as themselves. Right? And so we have to really look at that. It's interesting that Source wants me to talk about that on your reading. Wow. All three readings have been vastly different, which I love. But we've got Venus coming out here. Give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. This is exactly what I was talking about. Now I understand why Source wants to bring it out. So I feel like the biggest blessing is seeing that even though this person or these people aren't toxic, that you're also seeing what it's like to be with someone who's on a vibrational match as you. And you're seeing like, okay, this is someone I appreciate in my life because it makes me feel seen and it makes me feel heard. Whereas before I wasn't feeling seen or heard in a way that I needed. And that's okay. But for us to, you know, it's like that. It's like we all have friends, and think about our friends that we all went separate ways. Right? Just because we're not friends with them anymore, were they all really toxic, or did they just go their separate ways? Did we go our separate way? You know, we have to look at it that way instead of just labeling everybody that's not with us on the journey as toxic. And so it's interesting that it's just coming up. We've got the 10th house on the bottom. Structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. Yeah, and then the south node underneath that, destined to release. So this is something that you're destined to release. This is a part of your life mission, is to let go of naming everybody or labeling everybody, but rather just seeing them as they are in that moment. And even if they are toxic, just seeing them as that, right? Instead of labeling it, instead of saying, oh, like it has to be this. It's just, this is who they are. You're letting go of cycles with the hair coming out here. These are things that have played over and over again. Maybe you've done this unknowingly or just assumed that everybody was. Rather, you're seeing that we're all equal. We're all on the same playing ground. There's going to be turbulence between us. I also feel like this is confirmation showing that someone is coming in that's going to be, you're going to see them as your equal. You're going to see them as equal vibration. And don't see horses mate for life. I think that, and swans mate for life. So this could be a love relationship coming in as well. But moving away from fear, moving away from closed-mindedness. But I do feel like this is someone coming in. It does feel like one person. It could be a group of people, but it feels really like one person. Yeah. New moon promise. This feels like love. It feels like love coming in, or it feels like a friendship that's coming in. We're going to get some love oracles on it just because that's the direction that it's kind of taking us here. Pile 1 had a similar message. It was a lot more romantic in pile 1. This one just feels like someone is coming in, but I feel like it's good to get the love oracles on it because it gives us an idea of what kind of connection it's going to be. And as always, if you've watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart below. You're part of the Purple Heart Club. And I know what that means, or just say I made it. And I really do appreciate you spending the whole reading with me. And if you're just here for pile 3, there's no obligation to watch any other piles. I really do appreciate you still. We have the Void of Course Moon. Ask again later. Yeah, so Source is kind of being vague right now, whether or not this is a love relationship or just a friendship. So let's see what we can find out with the love cards. What else would you like to say, Source? Finances. Okay, so we have money problems, work, material things, and success. So it could actually be success, someone to help you get to that next level of success. So this could be a work relationship. You know, in the 7th house is all our interpersonal relationships. It's work relationships, partnerships, business relationships, romance, intimate friendships, and so on and so forth. So it encompasses all of that. We have music here, musician, snake charmer, harmony, and melodic. So there's going to be a lot of harmony between you and this person. You could be moving into the music industry for someone. I feel like one more wants to come out. Okay, addiction. Letting go of addiction here. Yeah, letting go of those toxic attachments. But also I feel like this is saying letting go of that idea that everybody that didn't work out in my life was automatically toxic, right? So seeing it from a different place. This could be a hookup that's coming in that's going to make you feel really good. I know that seems odd, but that might be for someone out here. We have one night stand, intimacy, casual relationship, or fling. This could be also someone that you're very casual with. This card wants to, yeah, spiritual awakening. They're going to help bring in this spiritual awakening for you. Enlightenment, epiphany, life lessons, and rebirth. I know many of you don't like the one night stand, and that's okay. So it could just be someone's coming in and offering you a casual relationship with no strings attached. And that in and of itself is going to bring in a spiritual enlightenment. I feel like this is going to make you feel loved and cherished and admired in a way that you've never felt before. And if you're married, this is a friend who's going to stand up for you and be there for you in ways that you hadn't imagined were possible. What else for pile number 3, Source? What else for pile number 3? Teddy bear. Yeah. Look at that. Interested in you. Blooming romance. Want to date. Flirting. Yeah, this is someone who is interested in you as you are, not in the you that they expect you to be. They don't have any expectations for you. They see you as you are. On the bottom, we have hammer, sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it and repairing. So reminding yourself that not everybody is your past as well. That's something that's coming in with the hammer. So Source is bringing you someone to make you feel good about yourself again. Like you just struggled seeing yourself with value and worth. And that could be because you had a lot of toxic attachments in your life, right? So again, I'm not invalidating if they were toxic attachments. Look, I've been there too. I've had some severely toxic attachments in my life, but I've also had some that weren't toxic that, you know, still left me with things I had to overcome, still left me with lessons to learn, but that doesn't mean they were toxic just because I was still left with a lesson, right? It just means that that was what they were here for. Release your ex. Okay, the time has come to clear your energy. This also came out in pile 1, so you could be from pile number 1 as well. Alright, let's see. What else, Source? What else wants to come through? Avoidance, stalemate. Yeah, I feel like you don't believe that love is ever going to be yours. Like you've kind of given up on the idea of love with avoidance, stalemate coming out. Or given up on the idea that there's anybody out there that actually wants to be in your corner cheering you on, right? Memories and nostalgia, because the past has shown otherwise. So for some of you, this could be a labeled relationship, which if you're from pile 1, we talked about that in pile 1, moving away from the labels, right? But this could be someone that is a twin flame that's coming in, and I'm not going to hold on to that too tightly, just mentioning it here. But if you're wondering what I said about the labels, it's just saying we're letting go of labels so that we can open up to the potential of who it can be, and not telling Source that we have it right 100%. It has to be so-and-so and so-and-so. It's not saying it won't ever be that person. It's just reminding us that We're open to Source taking care of us the way that Source knows how. That's what we're saying, okay? And I know that's kind of hard to grasp onto because it sounds like we're saying, oh, let go of the fact that it's this person. We're just letting go of the label. Anger. Yeah, there's been a lot of anger here. There's been a lot of anger. Maybe anger with your twin flame. Maybe anger with a labeled relationship. Maybe anger with somebody that you love currently. A family member, a friend. And that's why it feels like, oh, I'm never going to get somebody in my life like this. But there's going to be a rebirth here with the Death card here. It's showing that you're overcoming something that has been holding you back. And, you know, just seeing things maybe is not toxic. And maybe you've been seeing a certain person in your life as toxic, but then when you step back, were they really toxic, or were they just trying to make it on their own journey? House 2, yeah. Physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. I have the hiccups all of a sudden. Self-worth. Seeing yourself with eyes of love, unconditional love. You're purifying your energy right now. And so the blessing is purifying your energy to see your worth. This person coming in, it's time for tough love. You got Saturn twice here. Relationships have been tough. They've been real tough for you. Like, it's just not been something that you've had an easy time with, but you've learned so much from this experience. Slow but steady. Your promise is coming. And I already hear someone, yeah, that's what everybody says. But this is what Source is saying is the end of your blessing. So it is meant to, and this is a timeless reading. I'm recording it and posting it in 2025. But whenever it's finding you, that's for you, okay? Breakup, yeah. So you could be going through a really difficult breakup, or with the release your ex, it's just that it was really difficult. There was a separation that ended, or something that ended here. It's over, and it's like, oh, well, they treated me like this, so why would I ever expect someone to love me fully? Well, we have to love ourselves fully before we ask someone else to love us fully, and I feel like that's something you've been learning along the journey. And so you've learned to love yourself, but there's still this, like, I don't know, I just don't, I don't feel like I'm really worth dating, or I don't feel like someone wants to date me. Like, I love myself, I accept myself, and I'm okay without someone. But there's still that underlying fear there that I feel like is being dealt with as we speak. We have partying, time with friends, having fun, happily single. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Like, I'm good being by myself. I'm happy being single. I'm living in the moment. But there's still that underlying fear, that anger that arises when people talk about maybe a twin flame or a soulmate connection. It's just like, you know what? Everybody said it. Everybody said it was coming in, but... And there's like anger that comes with that. And what Source is saying is like, this is something that's promised to you, is someone, we're not going to say it's a twin flame. We're saying someone is destined to love you like you've never been loved before. Okay, letting go of it having to be a certain person and opening up to Source, letting who it's meant to be come in. Okay, Death again. You got Death twice. This could be Scorpio energy coming in as well. You could have Scorpio highly aspect in your chart. We have the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform. What's dead is dead. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's this fear. It's like, well, it's over with. Like, they're never going to come back. And that's okay, but that doesn't mean it won't be another person that's going to love you even more. That's going to love you even more deeply. Boom, I'm done. I'm just going to put all these other cards back in the deck, and we're not even going to look at them, because that's exactly what Source is saying. Don't worry, I won't do that to you, pile 3, but not enough. Not enough. Lack in confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear, frustrations. Is this not what I've been talking about this whole time? Exactly, this is what Source is saying. So we're letting that go. This is going to be someone that's going to come in and help you see your worth through their eyes. And it's not that you don't love yourself. I do feel like you do love yourself. I feel like you've been working extra hard at loving yourself. But when it comes to opening up to a relationship, it's like, oh my gosh. And you may have been called to 1 and 3, and you're probably around 3, like, again? Are you serious? Like, what the heck? I feel like for some of you, it's been a roller coaster ride when it comes to calling in your love. But this is what Source is saying, like, you are enough. You have to believe that you are enough. Bring your self-worth back. Your self-worth is how you bring in those higher vibrational connections. And it's like, if you're always thinking that you're not enough, then you manifest that. But I feel like Source is intervening here. It feels like a divine intervention where Source is saying enough is enough. We need someone to come in and love you unconditionally so that you can see you're worthy of love, because you've reached this point of being happily single. It's like, cool, I'm cool in this bubble that I've created for myself, because at least it doesn't hurt. At least I'm not getting let down by myself. Right? And so it's like, Source is like, enough is enough. We need to send somebody in to kind of awaken that part in you where you can actually see yourself through those eyes of unconditional love. It's not that you don't love yourself. It's just there's still that underlying, I don't feel like I'm enough. Stop. Yeah. It's time to stop. Enough is enough. That's what I feel like Source is saying. Stop. There's been too much pain here. This has been really hard for you, and this is your end of your blessing is someone, okay? And it doesn't have to be romantic, okay? This could be a friend coming in, or an acquaintance that you're gonna have, or whatever. It's somebody that's coming in that's gonna show you love in a way that you've never felt love before. Past life relationship, you have known each other before, so it's this soul recognition that's happening here. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And even if this is a friend, like, they're gonna give you a newfound passion for life. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, to free yourself from this cage that you've placed yourself in. It's almost like hermit mode in the singles industry. Like, I'm cool with being in hermit mode. I don't have to put myself out there because it hurts every time I do. So this is someone who's going to come in and they're going to take you by surprise. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Yeah. So this is someone, it's like almost as if when you start to fall for this person, you're going to want to push them away. And what Source is saying is give them a chance. You're pushing away because you don't want to experience the pain. You want the pain to stop. The pain is what feeds the anger. The pain is what feeds the fear. Right? That's what feeds this death feeling. Like, I don't want to go through that again. We've already been through that. It's hurt too much, but you've healed so much. That's not who you are anymore. And that's what Source is saying. Like, move on from that. It's okay. It's safe for you to love again. It is safe for you to love yourself. It is safe for you to love another person, because you're no longer that person you once were when you had your heart ripped from your chest from a relationship you thought was supposed to last for forever. Closed off, guarded, and resistant. Yeah. So this is someone who's going to help you open up. You could be an air sign, or it was an air sign that you broke up with. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It could be an air sign that's coming in. This is the rebirth. The death and rebirth. Isn't that what I said? The death and rebirth. You got death card twice. Okay? Someone ghosted you. Someone ghosted you and it hurt. It hurt more than you could have ever imagined. But there's some sort of rebalancing the scales here. You've held on to it for too long, and well, okay, not too long, because we hold on to it for the amount of time that we need to hold on to it. And so Source is saying, it's time to let go. And sometimes we need a little nudge from Source, from Spirit, from our guides, from even other people. And so that's what this feels like. So not holding on to the label anymore, but opening up to the potential of who this might be. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book. Avalon Priestess, Intuitive Awakening. Didn't I say this was for your spiritual awakening? Didn't that come out from the other deck? Like, it came out, it wanted to peek out, and we had a spiritual awakening. It just happened. I know it did. I know it did. I'm so present sometimes. It's like they all kind of blend in together, but they don't. But they do. And sometimes I'm like, okay, which message was which message where? And so we're just going to go with it because I know that came through. Avalon Priestess, Spiritual Intuitive Awakening. Meditate, wait, listen, sacred initiations. The Avalon Priestess is one of 9 spiritually gifted women from the mystical island of Avalon, a place steeped in the legends of King Arthur, Morgan Le Fay, and Merlin. Avalon is a sacred feminine gateway to the unknown and the mystery. Its magical lore is threaded throughout Celtic and Druidic traditions. The priestess vibrates with the song of the oracles and the seers and the visionaries and the prophetesses. Her presence brings the awakening of intuition, meditation, and deep listening. The sign of a person initiated by an Avalon priestess is a blue crescent moon tattoo that hovers over the third eye chakra. This represents awakened inner vision and activated divine service to the goddess. So you could be a divine feminine. You do not have to be, but I do feel like that's a message for someone. It says the ethereal touch of the Avalon priestess comes as a reminder that you're an inherently intuitive being. She whispers soul memories of your inner psychic gifts. Meditation, retreat, and sacred silence are needed to activate your third eye chakra and open up channels between yourself and spirit. Your life may be changing to accommodate the intense process of awakening dormant priestess skills. This applies no matter your gender identification. If you frequently draw this card, it means your soul carries experience of priestess abilities. You're ready to see the worlds beyond the veil once again. The unlocking of your intuitive energy has a great impact on your life because it's a soul rebirth. A rebirth. An enormous recalibration of your energy system is at work. Your third eye has been blocked and damaged for aeons. So be patient with the healing process. If your question is about how to proceed with a situation, the card asks you to pause, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. Don't take action yet, as there's more truth and information that needs to surface. So meditate every day, take a retreat from the world, visit the sacred sites of Avalon, train or work as a professional intuitive, and what you're sensing intuitively about this issue is accurate. The invocation is, I safely activate my intuitive gifts. I see sacred truths. See, the thing is here is I feel like it's hard for you to listen intuitively about this situation because of the pain that you've been caused in the past. And so you're intuitively being woken up where what you felt intuitively, what you thought was intuitive at one point that you just closed off to at some point because it just never came true, or because it's like, why would it come true? I'm not worthy of it. That's what's getting poked and nudged again. And so your intuition is going to fly wide open here. And I feel like you're inviting in these gifts, but it's also because of a person that's coming in to give you this love that you've always needed but have never gotten in your life. And I'm actually incredibly excited for you, pile number 3, because what a blessing indeed. A reminder that you are so deserving of unconditional love, which you truly are. And even if it doesn't feel like it, just know that you are. And I want you to hear that. You are. Okay? So this is what I see here for you. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little crescent moon emoji. This one right here. Leave the little crescent moon emoji down below and say, my intuition is wide open and I'm receiving the messages of unconditional love from Source, knowing that I am enough in this moment to receive everything I could have ever wanted and asked for. And if it resonated with you, it'd mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, please check out the description box. It'll have everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member on the channel. With that, I would like to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.